Hi guys. Have you ever walked into your room or your parlor and you stand in the center of the parlor and you're asking yourself, what did I come here to do? Or have you ever held your car keys on your left hand and you're busy looking for it inside your bag? If that has not happened to you, it has happened to me. In fact, once you get to your 50s, you begin to notice that you begin to forget some things. You begin to have some memory loss. You begin to discover that as you're telling a story, you try to remember the name of a familiar friend or a cousin or a family friend. And suddenly you're saying, what's the name of that person or that person? Oh? Memory loss. There are a lot of videos online that talk about vitamins and supplements that can help you in memory loss. It can help you improve your memory, that are very super for your brain cells, that are very good to renew your brain cells. In this video, I'm going to be looking at about 7 or more supplements and vitamins that people say can improve your memory. But the difference in my own video is that I'm going to be looking at the ones that has actually undergone research. What does research say? Has research been done on these supplements or these vitamins to actually let us understand and see, based on research, that indeed this particular supplement or this particular vitamins has the power to improve your memory? If that is what interests you, then don't go away. Stay tuned because this video is going to be quite informative and very interesting. My name remains Enorita James. I am a clinical research scientist working and living in Germany. So let's go straight to my computer and let us begin to talk about the 7 vitamins or supplements that is wonderful to improve your memory based on research. What then are the 7 best supplements for memory enhancement, but backed by science? As I said initially, there are a lot of videos online that talk about supplements that can enhance your memory, but not much actually tells you if they're actually backed up by research, whether any kind of research has been done about it. But before we go into these supplements, let's find out, why does memory supplements actually matter in today's world? The memory supplement market has reached $9.9 million in 2023. And there are projections that by 2035 is going to triple. As at today, 25% of adults that are over 50 are actually taking supplements. I take supplements and I'm 58 years old. I'm going to be 58. And I started taking supplements long before now. And a lot of people tend to take those supplements, especially when you're over 50, supplements that target your brain health. There are a lot of, bold claims today, in today's world, in the supplement world, about supplements that actually enhance your memory. But the question actually remains, which of these supplements actually have scientific evidence, scientific research backing those claims? Which of these supplements can you say actually function and do what they claim it can do? That is what my video is all about. So let's look at the first one. The first one is the omega-3 fatty acids, which is often referred to as the brain's building block, and also most times is referred to a supplement that actually helps in heart function. Omega 3 contains two substances called DHA and EPA. DHA and EPA. And this particular substances has been shown, has been said to actually improve cell membrane integrity. It improves the integrity of the brain cells. And when the integrity of the brain cells are improved, there's a reduction in what is called neuroinflammation. And when there's a reduction in what is called neuroinflammation, there's good communication. There is speed in the transmission of information among your brain cells. That is simply what it means. So these two substances that is found in omega 3, that is the DHA and EPA, they tend to help in quickening the way information is passed within your brain cells. That is in simple language. Now, has there been any kind of evidence suggesting that omega 3 has the ability to improve memory? Yes, there have been multiple studies that have actually linked omega 3s to improved memory and slower cognitive decline, especially as you age. But what has actually been noticed, research has noticed that taking foods that are rich in omega 3 together with taking these omega 3 supplements tend to function more in improving cognition and memory. That simply means that you cannot have a bad diet and then stuff yourself with omega 3 supplements and expect it to improve your memory. That is a simple fact. Research shows that yes, omega 3 can improve memory, it can improve cognitive function, but the way for it to work well is for you to combine the supplements and the different kinds of foods that contain omega 3, that are rich in omega 3. For example, fatty oils, they are very rich in omega 3. Sardines, things that are rich in omega 3, you should eat more of it, even as you also take the omega 3 supplements. Let's go to the second one, and that is multivitamins and zinc, particularly zinc. Zinc, has been shown to play a very, very critical role by supporting neurotransmitter release. What are neurotransmitters? Neurotransmitters are substances that actually help in moving information from one nerve cell of the brain to another. There are a lot of different kinds of neurotransmitters. You have your epinephrine, norepinephrine. Those are the neurotransmitters that are normally called the fight and flight. Those are things that makes your body run away from something that is dangerous. That quickens you. You also have neurotransmitters that are amino acids neurotransmitters. A typical example is the glutamate. Glutamate is very, very important when it comes to cognition. You also have the one that is called dopamine. We know dopamine, we know serotonin. Dopamine is particularly important. I'm just mentioning the ones that are specific to the brain now. You have glutamate, you have dopamine. They are very, very important when it comes to your brain. So what zinc does is to actually help in the release of these neurotransmitters that protect your brain cells from damage and also improve cognition. Because these neurotransmitters are very, very important when it comes to memory retention and focus, especially dopamine. Dopamine is very important when it comes to focus. It is what helps you focus on something. It is what helps you remember something that you have read. Is that dopamine? And zinc plays a role in the release of this particular dopamine. You know. Now, what is the clinical evidence? Studies have actually demonstrated that combinations of multivitamins with zinc and omega 3s significantly improve spatial memory and cognitive processing. That means a combination of these, zinc and omega 3 and multivitamins can actually help in cognition. It can help in memory retention, you know. So that is what research has said concerning zinc and multivitamins. Let's look at polyphenols and probiotics. Polyphenols are substances that are actually present in things like berries, dark chocolates, and green tea. I do not like green tea in my house because of these polyphenols. They are very good. They have powerful antioxidant effects that actually has a protective um, advantage over brain cells and stops oxidative damage. You know that oxidative damage is in fact is the basic cause of a lot of degenerative diseases. And polyphenols, they have this ability to prevent oxidative stress. Now let's come to probiotics. Probiotics are what is called the good bacteria. And let's if you've heard of such a thing. That is why it's mostly advisable not to be quick to take antibiotics. Because when you take a lot of antibiotics, especially when your doctor has not diagnosed it for you, you go and do self-treatment and take antibiotics. You're destroying your probiotics, the good bacteria. There are a lot of supplements that has probiotics, you know, and the good thing is that probiotics are very important when it comes to the gut brain axis. There's a connection between your gut and your brain. In fact, there's this nerve that is called the vagus nerve. That is the longest nerve in the body. It tends to send information between your gut and your brain. There's something even very funny that has happened to me that I've noticed. I don't know if you have noticed it. Most times when my gut is not in a good place or is not in a good condition, or when I'm having constipation, maybe due to eating things I shouldn't eat, I tend to have migraine. I've noticed this thing several times, and that explains the gut brain communication. And most times, the gut is referred to as your second brain. There is a very serious communication between your gut and between your brain. Did you also know that your gut produces neurotransmitters, especially dopamine and serotonin? I've already explained to you what dopamine does when it comes to do with cognition of your brain. Your good bacteria also produces this. That is how important probiotics are. Very important. So when you combine multivitamins, zinc, omega-3s, and probiotics and polyphenols, you're actually helping to create a powerful memory enhancing effect. But I will not advise you to do all this until you've spoken to your physician. It's very important to bring your physician in, but it's good to know that taking things like berries and green tea, dark chocolates are also good, but then you have to be careful the amount of chocolates you take. But green tea, do not let this lack in your house because it is quite good. It is quite good when it comes to enhancing your memory. Now let's look at these two herbs. Most times I don't know how to pronounce this thing. As swanga and lion's mane. A lot of supplements contain this lion's mane. A lot of it. In fact, a lot of Neolife supplements contains this lion's mane. And first of all, you may have been hearing of aswanga a lot. There are lots of videos that talk about it and their health benefits. Aswanga is actually what is called an adaptogenic herb. And what does it do? The most important benefit of this herb is in reducing cortisol levels. Cortisol is a hormone that, when it is high, when you have it high in your system, it causes stress. So if there's something that can reduce that, that is very important, because by doing that, it is protecting your hippocampus. Hippocampus is a name for your memory center in your brain. And if this can reduce stress, that means it can reduce stress induced damage while enhancing your cognitive function. So, what about lion's mane? This is a particular mushroom that actually stimulates nerve growth factors. It stimulates nerve growth factor production, and this has a way of supporting your neural health and potentially enhancing your memory. So, what has research got to say about these two herbs? Has any research been done about them? Clinical research has actually shown promising results for both of these supplements in actually improving memory and cognitive performance. I think this is about the best two supplements that research is really into, to see how this can be really used to improve memory, especially in terms of treatment of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So read about it. What do you think? Have you ever taken this ashwanga, or have you ever taken supplements that contain lion's mane? I've taken supplements that contain lion's mane, and I've actually seen considerable improvement. That is my own experience. So I don't know what your experience is. If you've taken supplements that contain lion's mane, drop your comments below and tell us, has it worked for you? Has it helped you to remember things more and all that? Has it helped you in terms of your memory? So drop your comments below and let's help each other. Let's now look at this phosphatidyl serine, curcumin and phosphatidyl serine. These are antioxidant and cell membrane support supplements. Most of us know curcumin. It's a turmeric extract. I use a lot of turmeric to cook, and I'm sure a lot of you also do. If you're not using turmeric to cook, well, I do. But it has been found that turmeric can reduce brain inflammation and help clear protein buildup. There's this thing called the glymphatic system. That is G, not L. Most of us know of lymphatic, but there's what is called glymphatic system that has to do with your brain. That is why it is advised that you sleep early, have at least 7 hours of sleep to be able to allow that system to clear your brain of a lot of things. And it is known that said that turmeric extract actually helps to reduce brain inflammation by clearing this protein buildup that is normally linked to cognitive decline. But there has been some research that has to do with Alzheimer's disease relating to this lymphatic system, that the clearing of this protein is in that. There's a buildup of it. That is why there is this decline in cognitive function in Alzheimer's disease. So this is turmeric tends to play a role in that. And research has been showing some promising results. Let's come to this phosphatidylserine. Phosphatidylserine is also not too common. A lot of people might be hearing this for the first time. If you're hearing phosphatidylserine for the first time, write down phosphatidylserine for the first time. It is a kind of phospholipid. It has the power to maintain neuronal membrane integrity and also helps in neurotransmission. There's also a little clinical evidence that supports its role in memory improvement. Both of these supplements have been demonstrated to have a potential for improving memory, but it has been very little. small to medium-sized clinical trials that has actually shown this. There's no large trial that has really said this can do that. There's really no serious trial on it. Just some small, small pockets of trials here and there that has supported this claim. So now let's talk about this ginkgo biloba and ginseng. This is very common. A lot of people know about it. There's a lot of talk on this ginkgo extract. But despite their popularity, their large clinical trials have failed to demonstrate that they actually help in memory or that it has any kind of benefits when it comes to memory. Even though there's a lot of talk about it. There are lots of people taking ginseng, but really there's no serious evidence in large clinical trials to actually support this. Then when it comes to B vitamins, research has actually shown that if a person is low on vitamin C, vitamin B, and you're deficient, if you're given some dosage of that vitamin B, there can be a memory enhancement, you know. But well-nourished individuals that have normal concentrations of vitamin B has not really shown this effect, unfortunately. So research has not really shown the effect of B vitamins in relation to improvement of brain health. But there's this benfotiamine. Benfotiamine is the fat soluble B1, which I actually take. I take it every day. I've been taking it for the past 2 years. And I've actually noticed an improvement in my memory. That is my experience. I keep saying it. Don't go jump and be taking something. Please consult your physician. I have been taking benfotiamine and I've noticed that it has really helped. And there's been a lot of research on benfotiamine, especially when it comes to the neurological effect of long-term diabetes. So you can read a lot on that benfotiamine. In fact, I have a whole video in my channel where I actually broke down the health benefits of benfotiamine. If you're interested in searching that out, it's in one of my playlists. You can also listen to that. What about vitamin E and caffeine? This has shown mixed or limited evidence for memory enhancement. Caffeine can temporarily make you become alert. A lot of people take coffee to stay alert. Some people even take it before they take anything else to stay alert, but it's normally short. It doesn't last. It doesn't really appear to improve a long-term memory function. It only makes you a little bit alert for some hours and then you need to go and start taking it again. That is why some people become addicted to caffeine after some time. So having said all that, what are some important considerations in terms of safety? It is good for you to know that most of these supplements are not FDA approved for memory claims. And the quality can also vary dramatically depending on the brand you buy. So you need to watch the brand you buy, you need to read the contents before you take them, and you need to consult, of course, your physician. But also remember that you need to have good quality sleep, you need to do some exercises, you need to have also some social engagement, that is, engage your brain. There are a lot of brain exercises you can do, especially as you grow older. Try to learn new things. It keeps your brain cells active. Try to learn new things. Don't say because, oh, I'm old, I've come back from work, you sit down, you're watching television. Your brain is dying. Learn new things. Get your brain. Buy these word books that help you think of words to enter. If you don't have any other thing you're learning, if you're not learning if you're not good with learning programs or softwares and all that, especially in today's world, then learn to use these word books to search for words. Can also keep your brain very, very active, especially if you're over 50 or over 60. So now let's look at, of all that I've talked about, which one is science backed? Which one is a science backed memory booster? The number one is omega 3. Omega 3 has a lot of clinical research evidence for improving brain health. followed by zinc, followed by polyphenols and probiotics. So these first three, omega-3, zinc, polyphenols, and probiotics, have really shown a lot of research when it comes to cognitive function and your brain, improvement of your brain function. And curcumin and phosphatidine serine is the last. Actually, I use turmeric to cook, but where I do get my phosphatidine serine is from soya bean. It has a high concentration of that. Eggs and what is this other thing? Organ meat. If you have been watching my videos, you know that I use a lot of organ meat to cook. I rarely use beef, especially as you grow older. So you can get this from natural sources, especially as there's no much research to really show this, but it's good to have it because this particular phosphatidylserine reduces as we grow older. The concentration reduces. So it's good to eat something that can improve its concentration. But coming gradually to conclusion, always remember to eat a good diet. Remember to move. That is, do some exercise, no matter how little. Get your body moving. Do some exercise. Do some physical activity. Then number three, challenge your brain with all these word puzzles or learn new things. Like me, I'm always learning new things, especially in this area of AI. I'm always learning new things. I make it a point of duty to learn new things. Things that challenge my brain to learn. It's very important. And above all, always consult your healthcare provider before starting any supplement regimen. So, which of these supplements have you used? Drop your comments. And please remember to subscribe and share this video to people for information purposes. So now you have it. So which particular vitamins are you taking? If you're taking any of these ones, drop your comments below. Has it improved anything? Have you noticed any kind of improvement in memory? Do you remember things more? Are you sharper? You know, are you quick to understand things as you read? Is there any kind of improvement? Drop your comments below so that other people can also be informed. Thank you for watching. As usual, see you in my next video.